Possibly a new growing trend, students paying for school without student loans. Coming up next on News.
Are you tired of stressing to find a parking spot on campus? If so, what forms of alternate transportation have you considered? Biking to the U is coming up next.
Good evening and welcome to a new year. I'm Brittany Strickland.
And I'm Talon Chappell. You're watching Newsbreak.
There's some new developments happening here on campus.
You got a second? Somebody wants to second?
Breaking news here at the U. Coming up next on Newsbreak.
We're back to school and students are back to borrowing money. Jessica LeKenney talked to university students to find the effect student loans have on them.
Students at the University of Utah know a college education is key to a successful future. But with tuition increasing each year, students are struggling to pay for school.
I would say about, plus books, I would say about $5,000 a semester.
That's what Nicole Cow had paid last semester without help from her parents or student loans.
It's a lot of stress because, as you see, I'm not in school this semester because I wasn't able to pay for it.
Nicole works as a host and busser at the Copper Onion to pay her way through college.
Since my freshman year, full-time work and full-time school. And
Dave Bueller, Utah Commissioner for Utah Higher Education, advises parents to start saving early for their children's education.
What I try to encourage, particularly parents and grandparents to do, is to begin saving for their child's college.
But that isn't always possible for students like Samuel England, who took out $3,500 in student loans and paid $1,500 out of his own pocket just to pay for this semester.
My dad was going through kind of a job change at the time, or he was laid off and had to get a job, so we weren't as financially okay at the time.
The burden of school is causing students like Samuel to put off adult decision.
Am I putting that off? Yeah, I think so, because of debt. Mm-hmm.
Even though Nicole feels the stress of paying for college all alone, she says it is worth it, even if a student has to take out student loans or pay from their own pocket.
And education is important. It's very important to be educated.
Now, the commissioner and students both agree that using good money management and only using tuition money to pay for school will help ease the pain of paying off student loans. I'm Jessica LeKenney reporting for Newsbreak.
Student loans are not the only issue students are facing this year. Parking has also become a problem. McCall Gray is live in the parking lot to tell us more. McCall?
Yes, Brittany. Students are having trouble finding parking on campus, and that's why they're turning to alternate forms of transportation. Although exact figures will not be calculated until mid-October, the Director of Commuter Services, Alma Allred, explained that they have seen a decrease in the number of permits purchased this year compared to last.
Hey, how's it going? My name's Craig. I ride my bike to the University of Utah because I enjoy it and it's convenient. So with the increase in the price of the parking passes and the inconvenience of parking and then walking in, I just find it a lot easier to go the bike way, and I've ridden tracks a couple times too, kind of combined them in the bus. It's been pretty nice that way. Every time I've ridden my bike, no matter which bike rack I show up at, there's usually a spot you can find. And there's also exercise benefits. I'm an exercise sports science major, and not exercising is really bad for your health. What people expect, obesity, diabetes, stuff like that, but also even cancer and problems like that you might not know, but in the end, sitting and not exercising increases your risk for these diseases. It's a good option for a lot of people. I think more people should consider it.
So with the recent changes in parking, will you be encouraged to bike to the U? Signing off for Newsbreak, I'm McCall Gray.
Thank you, McCall. After the commercial break, I will tell you how the university has been lying to incoming freshmen. Stay tuned.
The communication department is heading in an exciting and innovative direction.
What I was brought in to do was to bring in some more innovative, progressive approaches. Figuring out what tools to use and how to be creative and how to really tell a story that connects with the audience is something that they've looked at, and we're doing it in such an innovative way, in such a new way, that I think the students are really starting to grasp that. We just say, go do, go create.
Welcome back to Newsbreak. Throughout the year, the university gives campus tours to incoming students. But when and why did they start lying to guests on their tour? Brittany Strickland found out the answers earlier this week.
University of Utah students frequently attend a campus tour before accepting their admissions. On the tour, prospective students hear the legend of a missing statue outside of John Park Memorial in President's Circle. Questions have been brought up as to if the legend is true, and if not, is it ethical to tell? Jared Sechrist, a university ambassador, tells us more.
So outside of the Park building, which is our school's administrative building, there is a statue of John Rocky Park, our university's first president, and next to him is an empty pedestal, and people think that our university's founder, Brigham Young, would stand there. However, since it's empty, there are several legends on campus about what happened to it. The three prevailing legends that I've heard the most all have to do with a certain school down south. It's just a fun way to, every time I tell the story, students always either laugh or the parents, get really excited. And it really has a good reaction on tour when I talk about it. So,
we spoke with Matt Fetzer, the CAD administrator at Facilities Management, to help dispel the myths.
Well, looking through the plans and the pictures, I believe there wasn't a statue ever of Brigham Young. We have hard copies that are down at the library storage, and then we have scanned drawings on our computer.
So it turns out the tall tale of the Brigham Young statue is nothing but an empty pedestal. What do you think? Is it ethical to continue telling the legend? Reporting for Newsbreak, I'm Brittany Strickland.
All right, now we would love to hear your feedback on this story. Tweet or Facebook us on the links below using hashtag Newsbreak and tell us if you think this lie is ethical or not.
University of Utah students frequently attend a campus its opera department as well. Scott Hebertson has details on why the opera department believes it should survive upcoming budget cuts.
The University of Utah's opera department does not even remotely attract the same amount of students as a home football game. Speculation has even risen that the opera department will be one of the first departments to be cut should the university make program cuts in the future. I visited to hear why its students and faculty believe this program is essential to the university.
If the opera program was cut, it would be an extraordinary tragedy because it is essential to providing students with a great way to develop as artists, and also is vitally important to especially the vocal performance students because it gives them an outlet to actually learn how to hone their craft in a safe setting where you can be free to artistically express yourself.
The opera department's head professor, Dr. Bro, also explains how the opera program is important beyond the university to the arts community of Utah.
We have a community that honors and respects the arts, all the arts. For the University of Utah to not support this and not make this a very important part of what they do would be to miss an essential part of what a university should do for the community. Up in the medical school, they're healing people, but so are we. When people come to concerts, it changes their lives. This is the kind of music, art music, that can do that, and so we continue to provide that for the state.
I'm Scott Hebertson, and I'm here with Amy Livingston from the Opera Department, who will be performing for us today live in studio. Amy, what will you be singing?
I will sing Die Bekehrte by Wolf.
Take it away.
Wow, Amy, that was fantastic. Thanks so much for coming in.
Absolutely phenomenal.
Perfect as always.
That's all we have for tonight. You've been watching Newsbreak, the show produced by students for students. I'm Brittany Strickland.
I'm Talon Chappell.
Thank you for watching.
Have a great night. Great job. Thank you so much for joining us today.